So you tape me? You use it as a tape recorder?
Sì, sì, forte, sì, sì.
What is the question?
The question is about the settlement.
Okay. Look, the settlement movement, you can see a kind of consistency in the sense that most Israeli governments were very unenthusiastic about the building of major settlements in the territories. Unenthusiastic, but affected by pressure from right-wing movements, from the settlers themselves. So the governments always submit to an extent to this pressure and allow building in the territories. You have to understand that since the occupation of the territories in the 67 war, there were two school of thoughts in the Israeli, let's say, public opinion of the Israeli political system. One looked at the territories as a part of Israel in the future, not as an occupied territory, but as something which, at a certain point in the future, will be annexed to Israel. And the legacy of Zionism says, if you, the way to make a territory yours is to build a settlement there, to settle. It's to colonize, if you wish. Okay. Now the other school of thought said, no, this is our asset that will be part of or in the conclusion of negotiations which we'll have with the Palestinians or with Jordanians, or whoever is our partner, we will give back the territories which were conquered in the 67 war. Now Jerusalem is a different issue because East Jerusalem was annexed to Israel by law in 1967. So according to Israeli law, building there is like building in West Jerusalem. It's part of the country, part of the state. Okay. Now, in what, about 44 years, almost 44 years, the number of Israelis who settled in the West Bank is about 300,000. It's a huge number when it comes to evacuating them, to resettle them back in Israel. But it's a small number when it comes to a country of 7 million people. And if the governments of Israel really wanted or looked at the settling of the West Bank as a #1 issue, it would have been, I guess we would have now have something like 2 million Israelis living there. So it's a kind of, you know, a compromise which, or a series of compromises along the way. Now, there are some settlements which became cities. All of them, except 2, are populated by ultra-religious Jews who are not right-wingers. They didn't go there because of some ideology. They went there because they believed that the prices of apartments there is cheaper. They are poor, and they had, as a matter of fact, no other alternative but to settle down in these towns. So you have 4 major towns which became very big very fast. This is one kind of settlements. Another kind of settlements are the secular towns. We have 2 towns, Ma'ale Edomim and Ariel, which are basically secular. Again, most of the people there didn't come out of any ideological consideration, but because they believe that they will get better prices or cheaper apartments and good standard of living. there. The third one are the people who are religious and looked at it not only as a solution to their, let's say, bourgeois values, because they could have a villa in the for themselves for a relatively low price, but because they believe that Israel should stay there forever, not only because this is their political belief, but because they looked at it as a religious demand. That, their basic school thought insisted that Israel should stay there, and they looked at themselves as pioneers, as people who fight the real fight of the country. And you have a number of people like this, are about 70,000 or so, and they are spread in relatively small bedroom communities, starting from communities of maybe 50 people to 3,000, 4,000, maybe more, all over the West Bank, south, center, and north.